soon. Why not focus on multiple new maps, not old ones? Let's talk about the map question a little bit, if only because we talked about that the other day in What's Up, and essentially where we were is a lot of work was being put into tiles, and we sat down and we've heard you guys loud and clear that maps are really important to you guys. And a lot of these decisions, you don't feel the impact, like decisions that are made, but you don't feel the impact down the line. So in the case of us moving away from sort of the prioritization on tiles to the prioritization on traditional maps, you guys are going to start seeing the impact of that coming down the line. Operation 3 was baked a while ago from a content standpoint, so it's hard for us to go back and do that. But we heard you guys free and clear around maps you guys want. We know that you guys want new maps. We know that you guys want classic maps. The ever popular river, Jacinto is asked for a lot, things like that. So all of those things that we want, that we know you guys want, those are coming. So we know. So anyways, let's look. So we got Pahanu here. So this takes place on the Galangi Islands, as kind of those of you who may be aware of the significance of that. There's a Santa ruin in the middle here, where in this case the flag is based, and then you're gonna go, and then there's sort of multiple lanes on the left and the right there that you're going to go through. Nice shot. Oh, Liam.
What are you talking about? I almost got two. Don't put this on me.
But we think it's a really great map. It's very moody. I think it's unlike any other map we've seen in Gears in a while. To me, aesthetically, it's got that kind of gritty old Gears vibe to it, but it's still kind of, and it's got different cover, where like cover now can be trees, so you can do dances and strafes around objects, not just with wall-based cover, but with more vertical-based cover as well. So I think that to me is an interesting aspect of what that's all about.
I think for me, the big standout thing about Pahanu, and that's the most different, weirdly out of everything, is if you notice, it's got a ton of organic elevation change. Like usually in a Gears map, you've got flat and you've got stairs and you might have a ramp, right? This actually has rolling hills that have elevation differences. So when you have a Nasher fight on this, you're going to have to actually adjust your shots up and down a lot less kind of linearly than you would before, where it was kind of like, oh, they're on the stairs, I aim a bit more up, right? Like if you just look at this, you can see all the little elevation changes in just how I walk. Sorry, team. So this is one of the sides here that has like a real dangerous cut through into mid. Something you can do on this map, by the way, that's kind of a new thing. I'm going to try and show it. Again, sorry, team. Just look. You can actually get a bit sneaky in foliage. So if you're trying to flank round and get behind the enemy team, this is actually something you want to use to try and keep yourself as hidden as possible, because there's so many good angles.
Liam playing, like an old Fortnite bush camper right now.
No. Do not say that. I don't play Fortnite. PUBG bush camper I'll take.
But we think this mode I like this map because it actually plays really, really well across a variety of different modes. It works great on Gridiron. I think the end zones are positioned really, really nicely, but it's fun on Koth, it's fun on Escalation. It's just a fun fun map around it. Probably actually is my favorite Gears 5 map.
Strang, don't cap, leave
I
the
remember
last
when
guy
it
down.
was being designed a long, long time ago. So
if we get Garrett down,
it's nice to see the fun coming out.
If we get Garrett down, don't cap. Oh no! Maybe I'll get it in. There you go. You can see some of the camera work there though. You can see like the way we're like kind of following it up, and then the camera puts down. We're trying to really lean into that for executions to make them pop. So I try to show you. And yes, it is a bigger map. It doesn't, like the actual played area in the majority of the map isn't actually that big. The spawn areas are quite big, because sometimes you end up playing pretty deep into them. But the actual, if you look at the kind of center line of the map, it's pretty kind of a normalish size, but it has just deeper spawn locations. So
yeah,
hopefully I can.
Oh, we got Marsh is in here. He's one of the esports pros from Europe. Curious to see kind of his perspective. He says the map's huge. Blaze is in here. I'm not sure what Blaze is thinking from an esports perspective on how this map is going to kind of play out. It's interesting. I think, like I said, I think people are going to really dig this map. I think it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, it's definitely something different.
Oh no, wait! I didn't see you. I apologize. Sorry.
I'm going to try and grab that Boltok purely because I want to get the cold-blooded execution in, if I can. Screw the win. Try and please the chat. Oh no, so our flag carrier, so we're in a position now, we're 2v1. We do have the flag, and thankfully oh, okay, there's a talk bar, I can't hear it. That was a surprise, nice shot, Tay. But hopefully I'll show you guys the, yeah, this map was stated as allowing for long-range shootouts. Yeah, I think one of the defining things to me is that positioning is really important on this map. So if you win your fight, using it to get shots on other teams to help dislodge those fights is pretty critical. Like I'm going to go to the cave side now. So if you look at the map here, you can see that I'm going towards the cliff, and where the talk is that kind of cavey area. That's where I'm headed to. You know, if we win this, it really helps unlock that middle altar if that's in a bit of a stalemate. So winning a fight and then using it to help your teammates is pretty critical. That was the
well, you can see here where it's going to come. Like you're going to see, like this is where the stalemate part of the mode is going to be gone, where you know you're going to have people collapse around end zones if they're less of a if they're down a man, but you still got to be aggressive because if you just sit there and try to wait people to score the touchdown, then they may wait you guys out. So you're going to see that's where that keeping track of where your opponents are at all times to make sure that you're getting advantage of power weapons and you're getting advantage of that. And the 2-minute rounds make this game feel real fast. If it goes to like around 13 or whatever it is, where it's basically, let's say 14 to 12 or 13 to 12. Takes only about 20 minutes. So the mode plays pretty fast, which we really like. We know that sweaty cough matches or old school escalation matches could take a lot longer than that. So this one we feel like it's going to be, and it's fun from a scoring. It's a bit like 2v2 Nashers, where even if you're down a few touchdowns, momentum swings are really easy in this one, where you can go through and you can put on a run of something else. So it's quite different.
Oh, I got marked. Our team's getting destroyed. Come on, Cub team, we gotta pick it up. We gotta work together better. So yeah, can we have the knee face execution for the snub? Good question. Yeah, it's a good point. We have
Blaze wishes the round timer was always on. Oh, that's interesting feedback. We can pass that along.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing. Like the team are super passionate about this mode and where it can go. We see a lot of potential in it for everybody, every kind of player. And one of the things the team wants to do is be out there and evolve this mode based on how people are playing it, what they liked, what they don't. Like this is something that we believe in this mode, and we don't feel like this is something we put out as a DLC drop, like like how a lot of games you see like a DLC mode drop and it's like, oh, okay, sweet, brand new mode, and then it's kind of like, oh, on to the next one or whatever. Gridiron is, for us, something we really truly believe in, and we're going to keep working on and keep iterating on and commit to. So we're pretty excited to see where it goes.
Is there an Easter egg on this map?
I don't think so.
Garrett was talking about one. I don't remember if it actually made it or not.
I don't know if he got in. I got flanked big time there. That was a nice flank. You see again how there's these like clear cover positions and initials. Sorry, I'm dying so much. Like there's like these clear cover positions and initials at the start of the match, and then you see like how that one flank really like dislodged everyone. Like knowing when to move and where is really important, because if you get caught out here, you're gonna get caught out by a lancer, you're gonna get cooked, right? If your movement isn't on point and you can't get every bullet to be like you can't bait out those bullets, you're gonna get cooked. So you have to pick your moments, and you have to pick your moves and how you use your smokes a lot on this map. But when you do, like, it's super rewarding. You'll have some great Nasher battles. I'll go to the far side. I always used to call it altar, the gate side, which is where GL is now. And that's actually something we should touch on as well. You'll see this on a few maps. Even though we've tried to make this and worked really hard to make this really balanced off the initials, we've tried introducing a lot of weapons that are balanced but not normally seen in competitive rotations, purely because we want to make sure that the game mode has a ton of fun in it, and that weapons that we know are really fun to use and really cool to be part of the Gears meta exist here, and it's not kind of dried out a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to be monitoring really closely. Also, that's that new marker in action. Look how much more usable it is. Someone was saying to me, is it nerfed on the stream? Sorry, on Twitter earlier. Oh, we got a touchdown. Nice strike. Yeah, so you'll see, for example, bunker has a salvo, but the salvo's been moved down into the kind of central bunker area. So now if you're going to use that salvo effectively, you're going to have to bring it up to the optimal position. And obviously it's a slow, hard to move weapon. So in a one life game mode, you're really taking a risk that you can get it to that position and have an impact early enough. You're not just going to earn the position and the weapon now. So we're going to do things that really like keep that fun factor in the mode, but also do it in a balanced way. And keep an eye on it. So things like the GL, for example, you wouldn't see in escalation right now, but you will see in gridiron. If it suits the map. On this map, the GL is very balanced for it because of the distances, but it's great at dislodging people from cover. I'm going to go for a risky pick. I got away with it. God. Yeah. Oh, okay, Garrett didn't push me. So yeah, we've had a lot of elimination rounds here.
Yeah.
Not a single beat.
Yeah, Blaze is like weapon locations are important to make a map great.
Exactly.
I think like it's funny. Not funny, but it's interesting because with this mode, really getting the right weapons to sort of counterweight where the flag positioning was really important. Because the flag is obviously like a gravitational force and it pulls all of the players to it. And what we wanted to do was to go and have meaningful power weapons kind of other parts of the map so that there was a decision that if somebody goes and, do you go and send an entire team towards that, or like where do you go and devote your resources, because there are implications on what all that means. So I think you're going to see that the power weapons play a really big role on how people on how these maps play out in terms of specific things. So yeah, see right there, Liam's a great example of with the bull talk, keeping the flag out of the end zone because that guy knew he was going to get downed if he had it. Same thing with the impact of the single life mode. Yeah,
unfortunately I got shot by someone from behind, like
Liam's unfortunately playing without sound, so it's hard.
It bought my team, time. Like even though I didn't clean up the kill, I was able to force the fight. And Pahanu supports really deep fights into the end zones and the spawns.
Liam, you gotta do the bull talk execution. Can you just tell the other team?
I'm trying. It's hard to do on a further out map. So I know people want to see it. I'll try and do it. We'll make sure it happens by the end of the stream, even if we have to get someone to be my guinea pig.
Yeah.
Sorry, guinea pig.
I'm seeing all of you guys' comments about magnetism and aim assist and stuff like that. That's a conversation we can have. What I want to do is I actually want to have Jote and Jamie McTaggart, our weapon guy, on a stream when we get back into the studio and talk a little bit about that, where we can go and they can go into some details on what that all means. Yeah. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that a bit further. So
note to self, don't throw blind smoke when a marker is aiming at you with the new marker. New marker is a lot more efficient. It's very much about hitting headshots. Like body shots are still not that impactful, but if you can hit headshots with it and control it right, you're going to find it a bit more effective than it was. The way I do it is I'm like body, 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 head. Is the way I do it. I treat it almost like a Halo BR. But it's a lot more effective now. It's not. We've tried to make sure it's not back to where it was, obviously, which is why the change is different and the approach we've taken with it is different. Smaller clip size, higher rate of fire, lower damage in general. So it shouldn't go back to where it was for the people who are really talented with it, but it should be effective again and something you actually want to pick up because, we kind of pushed it too far back in some ways and it kind of became something that people weren't really kind of fighting for.
Yeah. Mahoney, Johnny Coggear, which we're doing in partnership with Gamers Outreach, that got moved out to early Op 3. So we'll let you know exactly when that's coming, but it's not going to be next Tuesday, but it'll be shortly thereafter that. So so stay tuned for that. But we know that people are excited about that character. Are we gonna? Liam, you'll play as Mira on the next.
I'm
running now. We'll do Mira on the next map.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't finish him, don't finish him, don't finish him, Strang, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, you just denied the stream!
Not a single beast left
Strang just denied the
standing. Your way
stream.
it must be done.
Oh, Strang. Hold on. I like that.
You almost got it.
Are we going to talk about random poly? We'll talk about horde stuff. We have a PvE blog coming out tomorrow that's going to go through all of the updates and tuning changes to horde. So what we can do is we're going to go through all that. We'll talk about that tomorrow on our blog post. Answer questions on Twitter as we normally do, as well as on Reddit and the forums, where Liam is ever present. And then we can go through some of the PvE stuff on a more next week when we if we can go and do this stream again. I think I'd like to try it again. We'll see, depending on how Liam and I can make this work. It'll be easier next week, given that we won't have to coordinate. It'll be out on the wild, so we can play new modes and stuff like that.
Someone was asking what happens to stars when we complete tour. It's not something we've addressed yet. It's something we want to get to, is talk about like what happens to people who complete tour and are still earning stars. But our priority for this operation was to introduce the kind of stars as you play, and also the objective changes that we think will be a lot more impactful for everybody. And then when we, for the people who complete tour, those are the people that we want to look at next. So it's something we're going to get to. Same as re-up rewards. Like, we know re-up rewards are something you want us to go back and relook at, and we know aren't good enough. And that's something we are planning to get to. It's just that right now we want to make sure more people got more content out for playing the way they want to play, rather than, potentially having to play modes they're not as interested in.
Yeah. Summons. This map is called Pahanu, which is the new one for being introduced next week in Op 3. What have we got? Are there any more gilded characters in the tour?
Not
every
this one, no.
star, you know the rules. I can't talk about things in the future that aren't announced.
Well, we can talk about the tour.
Man, come on.
Well, we can talk about the tour. There's no gilded. There's no gilded one.
Well, yeah. Well, we've already shown everything, and so he's asking questions that he should know the answer to,
right.
or he's trying to bait me into saying something that is.
It's a 1v5 situation, guys. I got this. It's all good. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. I had him. Oh, there's two. Come on, you guys are throwing this. This is a throw. This is a throw. This is not actually happening. This is not happening. It's like, this is a throw. They missed easy shots at me. They're trying to give me the false hope that I can keep us in the fight. Oh god.
Yeah, staged, exactly. They're trying to make Liam look good. It takes an entire team throwing the match to make Liam look good. That's what's required.
I missed rolls.
Get the bull talking, do the execution if they're gonna throw it.
I'm not trying to throw it. I'm trying to win it. Oh!
No.
I saw the Garrett flag.
Tacos. Believe in your skill, Liam. Paid actors, exactly.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna get the possession win in 6 seconds. No! Is that a risk?